Our first news, which talks about how speed cams on key roads led to a dip in fatal accidents. So we can quote this study as to how we can use technology in order to solve some issues, to bring some behavioral change, because we have seen that these speed cams, which then send notices or the fines to people, have a behavioral impact on these people. Then we have this news about Tata Western deal, wherein Tata would be creating or manufacturing components of an iPhone. So it's a very big news for India's manufacturing sector, because it would be the first time an Indian company would be creating or manufacturing the iPhone products or iPhone components. So it's a one step in creating truly India-made iPhones, and it also shows that how the manufacturing base in India is growing, especially in the smartphones market. For instance, we can see here that 99.2% phones sold in India are being made in India. So you can quote it in GS3, wherein earlier we used to have a very weak manufacturing base. So on the backdrop of that, it's a very good news to hear. Then we have this AI guided heart transplant news, wherein we are seeing AI is being increasingly used in new and newer areas. So its heart transplant is a very new area for it. So how it would be used, that is explained here. But whenever a question on AI comes, which is very much expected in the mains, because it hasn't been asked till now, and it's very much in news. Almost every big tech company like Google, Microsoft, they are having tie-ups with other AI companies. Then there is this next news about CGI to head 5 judge bench, that would hear electoral bonds case. So electoral bonds is a very important one for us, an important question for us. Many questions can be formed on electoral bonds. As a student of UPSC, you must know what are the benefits of this, what are the shortcomings in this scheme, how can we rectify them. So that should be your approach while studying this topic. Then there's this news about Maratha quota. Actually, there are not many questions asked on reservation in mains, but in interview, as well as in your optional, if it is sociology or anthropology, you can quote this as an example. If you are from Maharashtra, then it can be asked in interviews. Then we have news about Myanmar, clashes between Janta and rebels. So you must be aware about what is the situation in Myanmar, the military takeover which happened 1.5 years ago approximately. Let's see, February 2021, the military coup. So it can be asked in interview, and also whichever areas are in news because of conflict are asked as map-based questions in prelims also. So you must know where is Myanmar, what are the surrounding countries to it, what are the states that share states of India that share boundary with Myanmar. So this kind of information you can gather. Then again, there is a protest in Dhaka, that is Bangladesh, and you can just have basic info. What is this protest about? That's so. This one more area where there is lack of peace, we can say. Then there is a news about cloud seeding. You just need to know what is cloud seeding. If there is a question on it, you must be able to write few points about how you can use it. There, they have given it in the article, so you can use it there. Then there's this news about DNA systems in police stations there. So it's basically concerned with the recent amendment to CRPI, Criminal Procedure Identification Act, which was passed by the Parliament in 2022, and which enabled police and central investigation agencies to collect and store and analyze physical and biological samples. So that's where this DNA sampling comes into play. And here we can see that NCRB has cautioned against the misuse of data. So there we can use this and how NCRB has cautioned against it. The question can be on the lines: what do you think about collecting of such DNA samples by police and investigation agencies? What are the hurdles in that? What are the benefits of that? And how shall we safeguard the privacy of the people while ensuring that our agencies get appropriate info, they have good databases, etc. So basically, you might have seen in the CID that movie or serial that they have a database from where they try to match it with the convicts data. So that way you can use that news. Then there is a news about QR codes, and like recently advisory has been published for having QR codes for food labels. So currently we have food labels in this way, how much protein is there, carbohydrates are there, energy is there, etc., etc. So now we would be having a QR code which would after scanning you all that information with the help of QR code. So it's a very good move from government, and it would improve the transparency. So in the quotes section we have these two quotes. First one is, good fences make good neighbors. So it basically talks about being strong enough to tackle any kind of um, intrusion from your neighbors. Especially it's very relevant in context of India, which has hostile neighbors like Pakistan, or even from Chinese side we see regular problems, regular intrusions into our area. So good fences make good neighbors. That is, good fences means good army. You must have good surveillance system, good defense system, well trained personnel. That is what makes good fences, and they make good neighbors. So it's an essential component of maintaining peace in your neighborhood. Then the second one is, he who opens a school door closes a prison. So it talks about the importance of education, and if you educate people, you would essentially turn them away from choosing the path of prison, or the negative things that a person gets into, like criminal activities or even terrorism. So yesterday the quote we had, that is, you can fight terrorists with arms but terrorism with education. So that's it for today.